Hi everybody, and welcome to ISPN.TV. Along with Marty Cesario, I'm Brian Roth, and Marty, looking forward to another high school football season and looking forward to really amping up our web coverage.
Yeah, you know, we've been doing a pretty good job in the last couple of years, but this year I think we're going to bring our A game. I think so. You know, we've got our blogs and we've got, you know, outstanding highlights that we'll offer. Our producer, Gary Stebbins, will put those on week after week after week. All the kids love that. And of course, you can catch our top 10 polls, which is kind of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. A ton of video content, written content. We're going to be all over the web, Facebook, Twitter as well. All right, let's get to the top 10s and start with Class 4A. We'll break them down at Greeley West. I don't think there's any question they're number one. A couple of Eagles at 2 and 3. There's Monarch, Dakota Ridge, Wheat Ridge. They lost Parker Orange, but they're going to be good. Montrose, might not know a lot about them, but they're solid as well. And then a couple of Northern League teams followed by Littleton. Marty, give us some of your thoughts and some of the teams maybe that really stand out to you this year in Class 4A.
I like your inclusion of the Montrose Indians as we talk to coaches during the summertime. From what I hear, you know, Coach Case Beer is an amazing tactician as far as the way he coaches up those players. And then there's two players that apparently are two of the best in the state in Class 4A, and quarterback Nathan Robertson and Jordan Passel. At least a handful of other coaches, opposing coaches, have mentioned those two kids. So it'll be interesting to watch those kids as, you know, we get some coverage over from the Western Slope. Dakota Ridge, Coach Woach. You know, he kind of is settled into this exciting mode. He's Air Woach, I guess you could call it. We've seen him put up 50 points. Big question, what can he stop people, you know, defensively? And they even lost a few people. But they've got the skills players. And, you know, quarterback Bolton House is a 2-year starter. Guy's amazing. They do have some defenders. Brendan Lopez is one that you might mention, a sack leader for those Eagles in that league. You know, it's kind of funny in Class 4A. I'm going to see some, I don't know, some solid squads. A lot of the schools that we're used to seeing, but I think it's going to be very competitive and once again exciting in 2009.
And it'll be fun to watch Bolton House play a full season this year too for Dakota Ridge. And look at Heritage, it's their strong senior class that are finally seniors. Got to watch out for them. Littleton, they're looking at the same thing. Chad Kepke, that senior class, they took their lumps 2 years ago as sophomores. Now they're all seniors led by Mr. Jones. They'll be tough. And then, hey, never count out Gary Davies and Broomfield. They, along with Monarch, battled a ton of injuries last year. They were able to overcome them. Both got to the playoffs. They will both be very good here in 2009. Okay, let's go from 4A to Class 5A. Mullen Mustangs. I don't think there's any question. They're the top team of the state. There's Columbine out of respect. I know they lost a lot on the O-line. Bear Creek, Thunder Ridge. There's Creek, Chatfield. Could this be the year? Fairview, the lone Front Range League team. Grandview, Arvada West, and Pomona. Marty, you take a look at that, and there are 4 Big 8 teams in that top 10. Give me some of your teams that you'll be watching here in 2009.
Well, I don't think we're being front runners by going with the state titleist in Mullen. You know, you don't quite realize until you start going back into the research and through the rosters from last season. Coach Logan and those Mustangs won a championship with a very young squad. Got to go ahead and replace their quarterback, Tanzik. He's out. Johnny Miller, kind of a different QB, so things are going to have to get crisp real sharply and quickly.
Yeah, different quarterback, but he's committed to Syracuse, so he's still a Division I kid.
Oh, the kid's like a Tebow at this level. I mean, he's got the athletic ability. But also, when you add the fact, you know, with the youth with Mullen, they're going to pound away, so quarterbacking's not critical with them. They are going to run the football with Adonis Amin Moore. Obviously, everything goes well with him. He's a 1,000-yard rusher. And then you look at the defense, the guys that were returning. Connor Healy, you got Leylon Willingham, the linebackers, and then the Goonies are back, too, up front. And Duke Anyale, he had 18 sacks last season. And then beside him, Sammy Wood. So, again, they're going to pound at you offensively, and they're going to tear you up defensively. Mullen's a great choice at the top again.
You know, the top 10s are hard to put together, trust me. They're hard to put together when you haven't seen anybody play in the 09 season. But the easiest choice out of both 4A and 5A top 10s was the Mullen Mustangs. I don't think anybody's going to question. They're the team to beat in 2009, and if you want to go and win a state title, it's going to go through them. And Marty, some of the other teams you look at, could this be the year for Chatfield? They have Sam Stratton coming back. He's committed to Wyoming. Kyle Slavin, of course, the big wide receiver. They're there. Kane Coulter comes back for Cherry Creek. They lost a really good senior class last year. How do they bring kids in to fill in those roles? And then, you know, we talked about the Pomonas, their defense going to be good.
Well, you mentioned Mullen up top, that's fine. And then you talk about Chatfield, as this is their year to get over the top. The thing with the Chargers, they got to get through their league. And you mentioned we've got, you know, multiple Big 8 squads in this top 10 here, and you go down the line. I mean, Many coaches have been saying everything's going through the Big A. You look at some of the other squads. Columbine, maybe not as big on the offensive line as you're used to in seasons past for Lowry, but they certainly got quarterback Danny Spahn and a few skills players around him. Bear Creek, Thinnell, 3-year starter. This kid's a QB's or a coach's son, a great quarterback.
That's another senior class too, that they're finally seniors.
And then, you mentioned Pomona. Pomona's, got some issues up front on the offensive line, but their defense is outstanding. You've got the all-stater in Dejon Tyler, who's amazing. And then you start to realize when you research him that all the linebackers around him are back. The guys in front of him are back. So, look for Pomona to be winning, ball games 10-7, to be quite happy. And that kind of fits the Jeffco blue-collar style.
Yep. Once again, our top 10s here on ISPN.TV. Make sure to stay tuned all season long, as we will always have updated written and video content.